Hi, my name is Carrie Taminia, and I am a dating and relationship expert and an EFT tapping practitioner. This video is a special one, and it's special in the sense that hundreds of you have commented, messaged me, emailed me asking for a video on tapping through the father wound. Last year I did a video for the mother wound, which you can access through the link in the comments here. And many people contacted me about the father wound video, the counterpart, so to speak. And I genuinely did not record this video at that time because the father wound is something that's really personal for me. It's really something that I have spent years working through, that I have struggled with, and that I have seen really show up in my life in really real ways. My hope is that if you also are struggling with the father wound, that this video will support you, help you, and begin that healing process. And it really is a process, so wherever you find yourself today, I would just encourage you to be open to whatever comes up, and of course, keep yourself safe and supported at all times. If you aren't sure if the father wound is something that has impacted you, let me give you a brief definition before we jump into tapping. The father wound is a sense of deficiency or absence of love or acceptance from your birth father, from your biological father. It can come in the form of abuse, absence, addiction, neglect, rejection, or standards that felt like they simply could not be met. It is an experience with your biological father that your child, your inner child, your younger self did not have the basic needs for protection, safety, trust, and love met by your father. And that can show up in our lives in a long list of ways, all the way from low self-esteem and a low sense of self, anxiety, depression, especially if you've internalized anger at your father in yourself. It can show up as rigid boundaries in which you expect to be disappointed, expect to be abandoned, expect to be hurt, and so you keep people at arm's length. It can also show up as having no boundaries, thinking that you have to prove yourself over and over and over again in order to be deserving of love or acceptance or safety from people that you're in relationships with. It can also show up as a pattern, and I see this a lot in my work, to attract emotionally unavailable people and partners. And if you are experiencing any of those things, this video is a great place to start. As always, with any EFT tapping video, all you have to do is follow along with me, tapping or pressing the points that I tap or press, and repeating the words that I say out loud. If at any point you find yourself emotional to the point that you feel unsafe, please stop the video and seek support if you need it. Even though I'm pretty sure that I have the father wound, and my dad just wasn't who I wanted or needed him to be. Right here and right now, I'm okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though my relationship with my dad is hard or non-existent, right here and right now, I'm okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though I didn't have love and acceptance from him. And whether he was present or not, it just never felt like I could earn it. It never felt like I was enough. And right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Moving to your eyebrow point. I couldn't figure out how to be enough for him. I couldn't earn his love and acceptance. This father wound is deep and it hurts. I wasn't enough for him. And I couldn't figure out how to be enough for him. All I wanted was for him to see me and accept me. That's not asking a lot. I just wanted love and acceptance from my father. And I was just a kid. I really didn't understand why he wouldn't give it to me. I didn't understand why he wasn't there. I didn't understand why nothing I did was enough. I didn't understand why he would hurt me. I don't understand why I wasn't enough. I just wanted love and acceptance. I just wanted a dad. I just wanted him to see me. I wanted him to want to love me and be around me. I wanted him to be proud of me. And it seemed like nothing ever worked. And his absence and the absence of his love and acceptance left a giant gaping hole in my heart. And I was just a kid. Of course, I didn't understand. He was my dad. Of all the people on the planet, he's supposed to love me. Of all the people in the world, he's supposed to accept me. In this moment, I choose to accept the wound that he left in my heart. I don't know how to fix it yet, and it hurts. But in this moment, I just see it and I accept it. I accept myself for all the effort I've made, for all the grief that I have experienced, for how much this has hurt me. I accept my heartbreak and my disappointment. I accept all the times that I wished it could be different. I accept all the times that I wished he would be different. And I forgive myself for all the times I thought I needed to be different. The truth is, I was just a child. And I thought that the grown-ups in my life were supposed to love me and accept me and protect me and be there for me. And when my dad couldn't do that, when I experienced something entirely different, there's a part of me that blamed myself. Okay, moving back to the side of your hand. Even though I've been blaming myself for a really long time, right here and right now, I'm okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept all parts of me. Even though part of me thought it was my fault. And that I needed to be different or better or prove myself worthy of his love. Right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though my inner child is heartbroken and that wound runs deep. And there were so many times that I wished it could be different. Right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Moving again to your eyebrow point. I thought I had to be different. I was just a little kid. And I thought there must be something wrong with me. Part of me thought I had to try harder or be better. That if I could just be the perfect child, maybe my dad would come back. Maybe he would accept me. Maybe he would love me. Maybe he would choose me. My inner child needed protection and safety and trust and love. Those are all the things a child is supposed to get from their father. He was supposed to be there for me. He was supposed to provide for me and protect me and keep me safe. He was supposed to love me and be proud of me. He was supposed to be there. And he wasn't. And I am grieving that loss to this day. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I didn't cause his absence or his behavior. There was no part of me that needed to change or be different or prove anything. I was just a child. I couldn't control a grown man or his decisions. I was just a child. I couldn't control his choices or the way that he reacted to me. It wasn't my fault. It was never my fault. It was never my fault. I choose right now to absolve myself of any responsibility that I took on, now or then, for my dad's behavior, for his choices, or for our relationship. I release any part of me that thought it was my fault. I release any sense of blame. I release any sense of responsibility for him or for our relationship. I was a child. And children are not responsible for their parents. Even if I used to think that I was not responsible for my father. It wasn't my fault. And as I heal this wound in my heart, I choose to embrace the truth that I am not to blame, no matter how long I may have been blaming myself. It was never my fault. Moving back to the side of your hand, even though my dad hurt me, and I've been carrying this pain for a very long time. Right here and right now, I'm okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though I am heartbroken over the absence of my father, his love, or his acceptance, right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love all parts of me anyway. Even though this is not what I would have chosen for myself. Right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Moving to your eyebrow point again. He couldn't be what I needed him to be. My dad hurt me deeply. And I have been affected by the father wound for years of my life. Part of me already knows that my dad couldn't be the person I needed him to be. My dad couldn't be the father that I wanted or needed. And even though I was deeply wounded because my basic childhood needs went unmet, and even though I learned things about myself and about the world that aren't accurate as a result of his choices and his behavior, I choose to believe that my dad is human. I choose to recognize that he is a person who happened to have a child who is still learning how to be a good person in the world. I recognize that my dad is human. And maybe it's possible that he was doing the best that he could with the tools he had then. And it wasn't enough. It wasn't what I needed. I can honor that he may have been trying his best with what he had available, and still acknowledge that it wasn't enough for me. I choose in this moment to honor his humanity and my pain. I choose in this moment to honor that he is learning and that I was wounded in the process. And with that acceptance, I choose to understand, even if it's just a part of me, that my dad's inability to be a good father, or the father that I needed, has nothing to do with me. My dad's inability to be the father I needed has nothing to do with me. It doesn't mean anything about me. And I release now anything I may have decided about myself through the lens of this father wound. I release now all of the ways that this wound has shown up in my life. I choose to grieve my relationship with my father. And I can honor his humanity and still honor my pain. I don't have to hold on to the sadness or the blame or the anger anymore. Those don't serve me. I choose not to be limited by his ability to be a parent anymore. I will not be limited by his inability to be a parent anymore. I will no longer suppress my emotions about my father. I will grieve that relationship wholly and out loud. And I release any pent-up emotions that I have been hanging on to, allowing that wound to fester. I want to heal my heart. I release any expectations I've been holding of my father. Those do not define me any longer. I release any expectations that I've had of him or myself. I will grieve that loss. And I will choose to see myself through my soul's lens. I will no longer be defined by his inability to have a relationship with me, or to accept me, or to love me. I can give my inner child all of the safety and protection, love and acceptance that she needs. I honor my father's humanity. I honor that he is learning and that I am learning. And I honor all of the unmet needs that have ever existed within me because of his decisions and his behavior. I choose to heal this father wound. I choose that this is the beginning of healing my heart in all the ways that it was wounded by my father. I am enough. I am already enough. I deserve love, just as I am right now. I am complete. I am whole. And when I'm ready, I will forgive him. But not until I'm ready. I send gratitude to myself for all the things I've endured, all the work I have done, and all the efforts I have made. Thank you. I am thankful for the person I am becoming and for the love I have yet to receive. I am thankful for myself. I am thankful for this existence. I am thankful for the opportunity to learn and grow. Just take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then move one hand So it is over your heart, and then I want you to take 2 fingers on the other hand, and you're just going to press or tap right between the knuckle of your ring finger and the knuckle of your pinky. There's a little soft spot right there. And as you just hold your fingertips there, repeat after me out loud. There are parts of me that have been healed by this. And there are parts of me that have not yet been healed. The parts of me that have not yet are willing to learn from the parts that have. My mind, body, spirit, and energy system are accepting that information now. New neural pathways. The information transfer is complete. I'm grateful. Thank you. Together, divine. Take another deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, dropping your hands whenever you feel ready. And I just want to take these last couple of minutes to honor you for showing up. This topic is not easy. It's hard and it's painful and it can be heartbreaking and feel insurmountable. And I know that from experience. And I just want you to know, by doing this video with me, by showing up and being vulnerable in this way, you've already taken the first steps to healing this wound. And as you continue to process through this issue, I would encourage you to practice showing yourself grace and understanding. Practice choosing that you are enough and that you're not limited by that relationship, whatever it may have looked like for you. This is a good time at the end of these videos to take a few moments and journal. Write down the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and memories that may have come up for you while we were tapping. Tapping actually accesses different parts of your brain than conscious thinking. And so you may find that you'll receive different insights and information while you're going through this video or right afterward. And writing those down can help you really process through those and know what you need to do for your next steps. Remember also with this particular topic that forgiveness is subjective. I often find in my practice that it will happen naturally. It's not something that we have to force or try to do or work toward. We will naturally move toward forgiveness when we are deeply and inherently ready and when our emotions have been healed and released. So don't feel any pressure from this video or from anyone else to find forgiveness when it does not yet exist, and simply allow yourself to experience the full grief of this relationship and how it's impacted you, and to really process through all of those emotions, expectations, and needs before you begin to consider forgiveness. Thank you so much for joining me, for trusting me, and for being vulnerable with me. Much love to you.